Yo, welcome to Simple B. It's your boy P. You know what it is. Hit the subscribe button. Today we have a special episode. We got a special guest. She's right now playing in Portugal. Let me introduce you, Summer Pahl. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. So right now you're playing in Portugal. What league is it in Portugal, and what's the name of the team?
So right now I'm playing in CN1, which is like second division Portugal. Playing for
Yeah.
Fristas Franco, and I'm on the island of Madeira right now.
Okay. How have the season been so far? How many games have you played this season?
Uh, we've played quite a few. I think we're at 10, 10 or 11, and we've only had one loss so far, right before the break,
Okay.
but we've had a really positive season so far. We just had a game on Sunday, against CMAC. We won by 40. So it was a really good team
Okay.
win and like a really positive way to start the season. So I think
Yeah.
having that loss that we had really was a good perspective change. Not necessarily perspective change, but a good little like boost. And I think we're
Yeah.
really looking forward to finishing off the second half strong. So
Okay, cool. This club you with right now, I mean, you said you mentioned second division. Is this the type of club that have aspirations to going up to the first, or are you just
no, absolutely. Like our goal this year is to move up. I think they've like
okay?
brought a lot of girls in that like when we're starting to get a good
Yeah.
group together, I think we have a really good opportunity to move up as long as we keep with the same progression that we are right now.
Okay. So is this your is this the same team you played with last season? Because you played in Portugal last year as well, right?
No, this is a
Okay.
different team.
Okay. All right, cool. So it's a new team for you. So
Yeah,
I guess bring you in and other girls in. That maybe yes
yeah.
sets the
New team,
standard
new
right there.
system. Yeah, yeah.
All right, nice. And how have the season been for you so far with the new team?
Um, I definitely think it's been more of a positive season for me, especially like statistics wise. I think
Yes.
this coach's style of play, I think I fit really well into his style of play. So it's allowed me to grow more as a player, to tap into the things that I know I can do and kind of have the freedom to just be me more. So it's definitely been nice to play like in a system like this for sure.
Okay, nice. Cool. I mean, it is. I mean, switching teams, which is a part of the game, but it's still adapt at that time that you really gotta adapt to a new coaching system, all that, especially with winning aspiration, because you have to win the games at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't really focus on your own game
No, for sure.
like in, some other situations can be sometimes. Okay, and if I'm right, you're playing power forward, right? Or
I'm
the
like a
forwards.
tweener. I'm like a guard forward.
Okay.
I play more of a guard right now. With the other American girl that came in, she's playing more of a power forward position. But before she came here, I was playing a power forward. But
Okay.
I flip flop between the two because I'm like a big guard, but I am like on the smaller side of the forward side. So
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, so yeah. I mean, that means it's easier for you. Yeah, that's gonna give you a longer career when you can actually switch from, yeah, let's say from the small forward to shooting guard, if you could put it that
yeah,
way.
exactly.
Now, I seen your game. I mean, yeah, you got game. I saw. I mean, playing off the dribble, aggressive to be honest, man. I really, and you can shoot as well. For us men, it's kind of obvious thing. All girls can shoot better than us, so so
I appreciate that.
yeah, well, of course, that's why it's not. You don't need it to be mentioned, but no, I can see, but no, I really liked your game, the way you actually play. I mean, playing off the dribble because I'm not used to seeing that much, to be honest. When it comes to some girls have it, some
Yeah.
are just straight up snipers. But yeah, looks like you got a big role the way you play it. It's good that way.
Like I like being like that. I mean, I've developed it more, but
Yeah,
I like to be like a three-level scorer, especially like being
yeah,
able to play both the guard and the forward spot. I think it kind of gives me an advantage because I know what the posts want in terms of like
yeah,
passes and like how they want to receive the ball and like how to use them properly because I do it. And then when I
Yeah.
am playing the post position, I know what the guards want. So I know it seems like mundane or like really simple to know how to do both,
Yeah.
but actually doing both is like it gives you like a different perspective, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, no, of course. Honestly, I believe in some of the men's side. I mean, definitely in the NBA, but Europe is still they're still sticking to the fundamentals. But being able to play in different positions, especially big and small, because we don't really they don't really teach like that to play they don't teach point guards to play center.
no.
But I remember I actually had one coach one season, like every time we were going through our plays, he was like, all the guards, I want y'all to play the center spots.
Yeah.
Just for that reason. Being
Just to know.
able to read small stuff that I don't know, maybe sometimes people would not see how they position themselves or whatever they can be. Make the life easier for bigs for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So no, okay, cool. So let's go back a little bit on your journey from when you got started to play basketball. How old were you when you started playing?
So I started playing when I was like 11, 12. I was like a full-time
Okay,
competitive dancer before that. Like
okay.
I never touched
Oh,
a
that's cool.
basketball, never did any other sports. It was literally just full dance all the time. Was traveling doing that. And then
Okay.
I was very tall, very young. So in elementary school, like grade 7, um,
Yes.
the senior coaches asked me to come try out and play. And I told my mom because I was like, what is this? Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about basketball. Don't even know
Yeah,
how to do anything. And then basically I did 1 year of dance and basketball together, like competitively. And
yeah.
then my dance teacher basically said you have to choose, and I chose basketball, and I'm glad I did. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It seems like it's working out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, so when you chose basketball, did you kind of know right away this is something I want to do in my future as a professional, or was it just with time when you got better, probably started realizing, oh, I can
Yes.
actually do this? Yeah,
Yeah. I was definitely like a with time. I think the situation with COVID, like, so I played
yeah.
high school in Canada. I went and played Division 1, which was like a goal for me. My dad played Division 1 football, and we actually ended up playing in the same
Okay,
conference. So I played in the Southern Conference, which was where the Citadel was, which is where my dad went, and that was like a goal of mine, and I did that. And then COVID
okay,
happened, and I came home and I played at the University of Waterloo. So I played in Canada for 3 years. And over that time, with the coaches that I had, Christine and Jess, they kind of like threw the idea out there of like playing professionally, which was never really something I ever thought of when I was playing in the States because I was kind of like put in a box, and my play
okay.
style was very like very one role, and that was like the only thing my coach saw for me at that school. Like that's all I could do. I had a few things that I could do, and outside of that, that was it.
Yeah,
That
of course.
only do that. So when I went to Waterloo, and I was with these two coaches that gave me more leeway and like told me to explore more and stuff like that, it really opened my perspective to even playing professionally, because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be doing that. Like I wouldn't be doing this right now at all.
Okay,
So definitely a late bloomer in terms of wanting to play overseas.
okay, but okay. So yeah, let's go back to that college career. I mean, you did get into Division 1 college. That itself tells that you were good enough to get in a Division 1. So those 2 years exactly, you talked about being put in a box, which happens definitely, especially when you go
Yeah.
to the college system. That's
Yeah.
just the way the games goes, at least at the collegiate level. And so, how was that process, or just those 2 years when it comes to, if you can go a little deeper, how it felt as a player coming in, you know your game, but now you kind of have to go through what everybody goes through when it comes to basically not playing the first year or not playing a lot the first year, which all freshmen, I mean, at least 80% or 90% of freshmen,
Yeah.
both men and women, have to go through. And then the second year, I saw that you got more minutes, but like you said, you were actually your role was limited to,
Just a
I
role player.
mean,
Yeah.
compared to skills.
Yeah.
What role did you have at that team personally?
So My first year, so I was recruited as a guard. I was supposed to come in and
Yeah.
play as a guard. My freshman year, there was six of us freshmen and five seniors. So we were a very like polar opposite team, like very old but also very young at the same time. Um,
Okay.
my freshman year, basically our seniors played and the two girls that were like juniors, and that was it.
Okay.
The rest of us freshmen really didn't play at all, which is like fine. We already
Yeah.
knew that coming in, kind of already figured, but I was like cool to like learn my first year and earn my spot, earn my role.
Yeah.
My second
Of course.
year, basically like at the end of my first year, there were a couple post injuries and stuff like that, and we were having some like toughness issues. So my
Yeah.
coaches like put me in like a post drill, like took me out of the guard drills in practice and put me in the post drills. And then we're like
Good.
had me do this post drill and then like, okay, go back. So I went back to my guard stuff, didn't think anything of it. And then at the end of
Yeah.
practice, my head coach was like, "Oh, do you think you can handle like playing a post too? Like, can you handle it?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I can do it." Like I thought
Yeah.
maybe both was gonna give me an opportunity to maybe play. It didn't
Yeah.
my first year, but my second year it did, thankfully.
Yeah.
And I still like had issues with that too because I wasn't her ideal like post player. I was
Yeah.
smaller. I wasn't very big, very thin. Like she wanted like tall post players, and you
Yeah.
can't height. Like I'm 5'11", but I can't be any taller. Sorry.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
So she kept giving like our transfers like so many opportunities and opportunities, and like when they weren't doing what she wanted, then I would go in. And then it came to a point in the season where she just started to start me because things weren't working out with the transfers that she brought in as like her bigs and like the
Sure.
toughness and stuff. So really I kind of got stuck into this role of being like a gritty, tough defender that had like a good mid-range. That was like
Yeah.
that was basically what I did. I had a good mid-range, I rebounded, and I played defense on girls that were like way bigger than me. And I was
Okay.
just in that box. And that's kind of when COVID happened. That was the end of my second year. And that
Yeah.
summer I was kind of just deciding if I wanted to transfer, which I wanted to transfer out of Mercer and go to another Division 1 school. But because the portal
Yeah.
was like locked, there was like so many issues with the transfer portal and it being like locked and so many people not being able to get out. I
Yeah.
decided to come back for the start of my third year. So really I was there for 2.5 years. And
Okay.
before the game started, I had like a knee injury and I was like, my knee is really, really bothering me. And my coaches were like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." And I was like, "It's not fine." And
Okay.
then basically I had like a small surgery and after that point, I just decided like that place was not for me anymore. Like I feel like if you can't hear me when I say like something's wrong with me, then
Yeah.
I
Of
don't need to
course.
play for you anymore. So I decided to go home and play for the University of Waterloo, which was honestly like the best decision I ever made for my career long term. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, this Waterloo University, is it at your home city in Canada?
yeah, I'm from Kitchener Waterloo. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm from that
Okay.
area. I'm from that area. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, and then how long? So basically, so you weren't basically able to play a lot that first year, I guess, since you were injured, right? When you
We had a half COVID season. Like
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
our season was, yeah, the season in the US was like fully up and running, and in Canada my
Yeah.
first year we had a lot of games canceled. A lot of games were
Yeah.
like moved just because of the rules and regulations in
Yeah.
Canada, but so my first year was kind of like a half
A
COVID
half
year, and then
season.
I played like the full 2 years after that.
Okay. Okay. So how is it as a player since you've just been through the situation in college, trying to honestly just trying to find your place, if you could put it
Yeah.
that way. I mean, being comfortable because it is a difference, when you play without having to look over your shoulder if you're gonna get subbed out, right? Early or whatever it could be to, and then of course you play in a different role, not a role you even used to like that, or is maybe not even in your game like that, even though you improved it in that area, and now you gotta go back to be yourself after because now it's basically like 3 years where you haven't been able to be your fully self on the court. So, and of course, that's great when you get the chance to be yourself. But did it take time for you to just, I mean, get back to that, to fully be yourself and yes, basically
Yeah,
get back to doing more
I
of your
think
game, or did that take time at itself too when you have to get back to your old role or your
yeah,
old
like
older role you used to?
yeah. It definitely took time and it definitely took a lot of encouragement and patience with
Yeah,
my coaches because there was a lot of times where sometimes they would like sub me just to like give me a break and I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like why am I, you know what I mean? And that
yeah,
is a
yeah,
direct correlation to how things used to be at my old school. And they're like,
exactly.
you're fine. We're just giving you rest. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? So even just stuff like that, like you said,
Yeah,
kind of looking over your shoulder. I was constantly looking over my shoulder like my first like year and a half, and I had to break a lot of habits of only doing one thing. And they're like, oh, if
yeah,
you're open, shoot it. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Like that's how
you're
basketball
right.
should work. Like, you know what I mean? Like that seems very simple, but
Mhm.
it's sometimes you end up in those situations where you are put in a box, right? And I had to
Yeah,
break that habit, and now I'm like 25, and I think this is probably some of the best basketball I've been playing in years. You know what I mean? My like probably my
yeah,
life, just having like that freedom and being able to play under a coach now at the professional level who's like, if you're open, shoot it. You want to shoot transition
yeah,
threes, shoot them. Like you know what I mean? Like having that leash or like not having a
yeah.
leash
It's
really,
so
and being
different.
able to having that green light to do things as long as you're contributing in other ways, you know what I mean? It's great,
Yeah,
like
of course.
to be able to play like this. You know what I mean? So, but it takes time. It took a lot of time to mentally make that switch for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, I play myself now, retired, but I've been in kind of not. I didn't play college, but just being in a situation where you have to play a certain role, and you feel like you have an all-around game, and all of a sudden, when they give you minutes and freedom again, it's like all of a sudden I'm shooting too many shots in the beginning because I'm used to, getting, I don't know, three, four shots quick when I'm coming off the bench. And now those three, four shots in 2 minutes, it's not the same when you have to, play longer, and stuff like that. And of course, yeah, it didn't work out in the beginning. Never worked out in the beginning right away. It almost took a couple games.
Yeah.
Just the game rhythm itself is a art that
Yeah.
people don't really. It's hard to teach. I mean, it's not even. I don't even think you can teach it. It's just you just have to have
You have
that
to
role
feel
and
it.
have time, and of
Yeah.
course, right coach and or coaching staff that are guiding you along the way. So, but the those seasons with the Waterloo, I don't know how they yeah, basketball works in Canada when it comes to this college or the university level. Did y'all make it to the playoffs or how the system there basically?
Yeah, so before I got there, with our new like coaching staff and stuff, because the new head coach Jess started and I started my first year with her at the same
Okay.
time kind of thing. Before that, before Jess, like Waterloo was kind of like on the bottom of like the league. And then
Yeah.
the first the the first COVID year, the half COVID year, we were like kind of moving up, and
Yeah.
the we like made playoffs. Like we had every game. I felt like my first year was like, oh, we haven't beaten this team since 2008. We haven't beaten this team since whatever. So
Okay.
there was like a lot of um wins and milestones that we made in those like first couple
Yeah.
years. So we made playoffs that we had never done. We had gone to like farther in the second and third round of playoffs that again that team has like never done and stuff. So we didn't win a championship or
Yeah.
anything, but in terms of turning the program around and making Waterloo like a bigger name or a school to be respected was
Yeah.
something that we did in like that class, and the girls right
Okay.
now are still continuing with that. So yeah.
So as a team, at least it was a successful season for the team or the school.
Yeah, it was a lot of growing for that school and that program as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like it worked out for you as well. So
Definitely did.
yeah, but it's cool that you actually had to go back home to to find your place again,
Yeah.
which is not that easy. But you did okay. So okay after those 2 years that you
Yeah.
you finished with Waterloo. how was the? Did you have any? I mean, listen. When I watch your game, it looks like you can really play. But and you did go to college. Was the women's NBA ever something you considered after you went back, or did you basically just cancel that out of your mind, or never had it as aspiration?
Not really. I think like I think everyone's like, yeah, shoot for the stars and like
Yeah,
whatever, but I'm also realistic as well too. Like I enjoy playing in Europe. Um, I like it here. I don't really know
yeah.
if playing in the WNBA is something that is within my scope, but something that we do have at home is Hoop Queens, which
Yeah.
is like a professional league in Canada, in
Okay.
Toronto. And I've played in it for 4 seasons now, and I really enjoy that. It's like the same time as like the WNBA. It's again, it's
Okay.
still a growing league. It's still um there's a lot of works with that as it keeps progressing, but I'll probably be doing that again this summer. But outside of Europe and Hoop Queens, like the WNBA really hasn't been something that I've really even considered. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, no, I got you. Okay. So, but the reason I'm asking that question because for girls in general is a little different. The whole basketball, I don't know, logistics, if you can put it that way, because the women's NBA season is only 3 months anyway. So it's
Yeah,
like
sure.
so it's not even uh, the type of league if you're not one of the top players that can really basically, cover your expenses for a year, if you can put it that way, right?
Yeah.
You have to go play overseas anyway if you play in that women's league. That's why I asked that question
Yeah.
because in a way it sounds like it's not really necessary to have that, you know,
Well,
aspiration when you're young
well, with
because
with the WNBA right now too is like they're adding more teams, but at the same time, there's so many girls that are getting
yeah,
drafted and released because
exactly.
there's not enough roster spots. Like there's so many girls with amazing talent that probably deserve to play or to be on a roster spot or have a spot on a team, but they don't have the
Yeah,
space or the funds or whatever to have them. So for me, like
exactly.
I didn't go to a Power 5 school. I wasn't like a McDonald's All-American or anything like that.
No,
Like I was a BioSteel Canadian, but there's so many other people
yeah,
that probably have like a better opportunity of playing in a level like that are being cut that I just never really crossed my mind. You know what I mean? But I think the steps that
yeah,
they're taking,
gotcha.
like with the new Toronto Tempo team and all the other teams that are coming up in the next like 2 to 3 years, hopefully we are going in the right track for more
Yeah,
girls to be able to have the opportunity to play in the WNBA and that for to be more of an aspiration. But I think it's too like narrow at the moment for a lot of people to be
yeah,
like, that's my goal. You know what I mean? Because there's only like a
yeah.
very
No,
handful of teams in this season short. You know what I mean? So
oh, no, I got you. So this Hoop Queens, I'm just checking it out. So it's a league that are basically, yeah, it looks like it's on the development stages, like it's growing. So that
yeah,
league is run in the summer,
yeah,
basically,
for three
or
months in the summer. So like May, June, July, May, June, July,
okay, so you actually play all year long.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I pretty much
yeah,
stop in
yeah,
July,
that's
take like a month off
yeah,
of just training, and then I'm back in August.
yeah.
So
Okay, so you, yeah, I mean, yeah, that takes a lot to
yeah,
be able to play a full year at least, man to man. But most of, I mean, at least over here, we get our May to or June to August. At least we get those 2 months, sometimes three. If you're not even making to the playoffs, then your season might end in April. And
yeah,
you know how it is after the season, the day after, all the lockers are empty. So,
sure,
so,
yeah.
so we get more rest. And it's not many, but it's only few that actually go, play double season, if you could put it that way.
Yeah.
But it may
Like
then will probably be Australia or
I would love to
Mexico
play
or
in
something.
Australia or Mexico, literally. Like, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like, Australia and Mexico. If I could do like a full year, 1 year, and do Australia and Mexico, I totally
Yeah,
would. I just know like the season ends in like May, end of May if you make it far. And a lot of the Australian teams are looking for people in April. And we're not done here yet. So,
okay.
that's kind of like makes it a little bit more difficult with this league specifically. But if I could play in Mexico or Australia, I totally would, for sure.
Yeah, no, let's wish that happened for you. You might, you might. We'll see. I mean, right now, the way you're playing right now, I mean, anything is possible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, hopefully, if the timing works out, I totally would.
So, so just a quick question. I was gonna go back. Before you got to college, you did make it to a Division 1 school in the States. So I would guess making it to that school still, that means you were really good when you were, I don't know, right, your younger days, if you could put it that way,
Yeah.
your high school days. Were you, since you from Canada, were you one of the top girls at when you were basically playing the under 18 or under 20 around those ages?
Um, I was like within that scope. I think I never
Yeah.
made Team Canada. I never made my provincial team. Um,
Okay.
but I was always kind of like in those conversations. I was a still all Canadian.
Yeah.
So I was an all Canadian, but never made any of those teams. So out of the
Okay.
handful of
Uh,
people that played the Team Canada and Team Ontario that went over to play in the States, um,
yeah.
the, I was like one of the only ones that didn't make those teams. So, which is like fine.
No, but it's cool.
It didn't really affect my journey. So, I mean, it is
No,
what
no,
it
no, no. It doesn't look like it. I mean, the thing is, at least back in the days, now I'm a little older. I'm 35. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I played in Sweden. So it's a little different, but it was a kind of thing where you felt like you have to make one of those teams just to be even relevant for,
Yeah.
school, in the future, stuff like that. So that's why I asked, since you did get to a Division 1 college, but now everything is a lot different. And it's more,
Yeah.
the game is more global now. It's people actually watch how
Yeah.
other leagues, or how girls or men are doing in different leagues or different countries. In my day,
I
it
was
was like, oh,
just,
you play in Sweden, we don't want to talk to you. It wasn't like
yeah.
that, even though even if you did great. But it's cool. It's cool. And another question, yeah, I was thinking about in college, since you're 2 years there.
Mhm.
You talked about some basically you had some players transferring coming into your team
Mhm.
at the time where your coach or where you're trying to find your spot and all that. How is that for a player being on a team, having players coming in, because that is a new thing, this transfer thing. Yeah, the transfer
Yeah.
game, if you could put it that way, in college, that is a really new thing where players are actually allowed to switch schools compared to
Play right away.
at
Yeah.
least it used to
So
be. Yeah.
we
How is
had
it for y'all?
we had a transfer come in. Well, when I was in school, it was like kind of before it was like right before the NIL stuff kind of like took off. So
Uh,
since the NIL stuff, it has been like drastically different. But
yeah.
my teammate had to wait like 6 months because of when she decided to transfer from her old school. Like you have to wait a year. So she couldn't play like the first half, but could play the second half of the year. The weather girl was like a grad transfer, so she could play right away. So I think it
Yeah.
just kind of depends on the situation. Like people coming and going is pretty normal for programs and stuff like that. But I think the turnover rate that was going on within
Yeah.
the team that I was on, I think I would definitely recommend people to look at that, look at the turnover rate in teams and see why people are leaving or how many girls leave every year by choice, not by graduation, because I think that tells a lot. And I wish that's something I looked at before I committed because I didn't realize how many girls were like just quitting that team year after year. And I think that would have been like a very big indicator or a good question to have when I was on my visits and stuff. Because getting
Yeah.
there and actually being there, I was like, oh, this kind of makes sense why. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, of course.
you live and you learn. And now that I'm
Yeah.
coaching and I have my girls that I mentor, I have like a mentorship program and stuff. And the girls that I mentor and talk to and stuff. And whenever I go give talks about playing at the next level, that's something I always talk about just because it's like I think we look at like the flashy schools and we look at where we can make money now and all this other stuff where I think it's really important of finding a team and finding a program that's like the right fit for you, even if it's a smaller school, even if it's maybe something that's a little bit unorthodox or different, right? Like not everyone
Yeah.
should go play Division 1, not because of
Yeah,
skill,
yeah,
but if you don't want to live in the US and you have like a career you want in Canada, go pursue that career in Canada. Like the opportunities you have are very different and stuff like that, right? So I think just finding like the program
for
and the
sure.
fit that's best for you and looking at all of the different things that go into making that decision is really, really important. So
Okay, yes, since you got into that part, I saw that you had a mental performance program, and you're a trainer too as well.
yeah.
So yeah, before we start talking about your career, we can talk about that a little bit since yeah, that's dope, really dope that you're doing. So exactly, so how what made you start it, and exactly, so and how does the program work?
So basically, I have like my own little page now called like Heat Check Hoops. That's
Yes.
just basically to have like one platform for like everything. So this past summer, I had
Yeah.
coached my first girls team. I had a U16 team through U versus U, which is another basketball training program in the Waterloo area. And I just
Okay.
like I loved it so much. I loved coaching. I've never had my own team. Like
Yeah.
I've done camps and I've done skills and I've done
Yeah. Yeah.
one-on-one groups, whatever. But having your own team is like so different. And I just
Yeah. I can
really
imagine.
I like really loved it. So
Yeah.
started doing more skills training, girls training in the area, just to have like more focus just for like women, just for
Yeah.
like girls to have a space, you know what I mean? Just to
Of
be
course.
coached by a girl, to have like all girls in a space where it's just like more comfortable and stuff. So I was trying to do more of that in the area. And then basically I have my degree in psychology and I'm looking to get my master's in clinical.
Okay.
And I started this
Cool.
like mental performance stuff basically to help athletes read and learn the mental side of the game. So it's for high school students right now. I've developed one for university students that I'm hopefully gonna try to get started this summer. But basically, just helping athletes like work out the emotional intelligence of the game, like how to regulate yourself, how to get through slumps, like basically anything that can come to them within the scope of the game is something that we talk about and something I wish that I
Okay.
had conversations about when I was younger. So
Yeah, I mean that's great, especially as a player. You know, it's been parts that you probably didn't have or you missed, like a program like this. I wish I had a program like this when so
yeah,
when I grew up for sure. You know, so I understand the angle, what you try to achieve, which is unique and challenging, but it is the right thing. At least it is the right direction to go, and
yeah,
I wish we have more of that for both for the girls and women. Like you just said, I mean, like for example, just real quick, it's not like this ain't about me, but since you mentioned your program, I was one that was really looking to go to D1 college,
hmm
and that was it. Like I did it. Now looking back on it, it's like first of all, I shouldn't even think about it, but that's another, discussion. But it's like, yeah, I should maybe think about maybe, for example, if I had wanted to have, let's say, more successful pro career. I had okay pro career, played first league Sweden, first league in Norway, but it's a game that it would be wise for me to go to, I don't know, fourth division in Spain and try to climb my way there, or
yeah,
somewhere else. Just it's a lot of basketball everywhere. You just gotta find the right fit. But if we just
exactly.
locked in certain goals that, yeah, that it's not even, and that goal may not even be the right goal, since you can get into a college and all of a sudden it's gonna be a
It's like not the
totally
right fit
different.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
no,
Yeah,
so that
because
no, that's really nice you're doing that. So
thank
yeah,
you.
we're gonna post the links to that as well
Okay, thanks.
on this video for sure. So okay, so your pro career. So you have your 2 years, and you decide, or you probably felt it when you were playing it those during the last season, that you are going pro. But you got did you your first year was in Portugal as well, right?
Hmm.
Because this
Yeah.
is year 2 or 3 right now.
So basically, right after my university finished in Waterloo, I got a
Yeah.
contract to the first league. I played at Lombosch, but in my first game, I stepped on someone's foot and like sprained my ankle like really bad, and it was
Oh
like a
shit.
6 week
Okay.
recovery, and I was only supposed to be there for playoffs, which was 6 weeks long. So
Oh my
my
God.
yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
really unfortunate. I think getting there like Friday morning, the jet lag, the and then
Yeah.
having to play Sunday was just like maybe too much for my body because
Yeah, it is.
I never had ankle problems, knock on wood, but
Oh,
um stepped on someone's foot and just like blew it out so like just so bad in one game, and so that was the end of that.
yeah.
So then last year I went to GDR, which is in Evra. Played there the full year, and then now I'm on the island. So I've been in Portugal for like 2.5, not really 2.5 years. I was like 2 years and 6 weeks. So
Okay, okay. So what's the name you played with last season again?
GDR.
And that's the second division or first?
Yep, still in second division as well. CN1.
Okay, okay. And yeah, how was the season for you?
It was good. I think a lot of growing and learning how to be a pro overseas.
Yeah.
I didn't go home at all. My family wasn't
Yeah.
able to visit either, so
Oh yeah, okay.
kind of learning to navigate how to be alone and finding
Yeah,
things to do on your own. And in Evra, there really isn't much to do. I'm not saying like
yeah,
you need to go and have something to do all the time, but it was like a very,
yeah,
very,
of course.
very small city. So there's like a few coffee shops. There's not really any shopping. There's not really anything to do. There's nowhere to kind of go. So I kind of struggled with that. But
Yeah,
luckily this year, being on the island, like from my apartment to the water is a 10-minute walk. I can go to the beach whenever I want to. There's things
yeah.
you can go do. There's so many more tourists attractions and things to be
Okay.
doing and stuff. So I think being in a place where I'm able just to go outside on my own
Yeah,
and find a new coffee shop, go take my laptop, go do some work and do something else somewhere else than just be in my room all the time has helped like my mental space a lot, and I think it's helped my game a lot
yeah,
too. So just
yeah,
having
I can
that like
imagine.
release and that break, you know what I mean? Especially when you I didn't have enough time to go home this Christmas
Yeah,
because it's hard to get
yeah,
off the
okay.
island and make it back to Canada in a week because that's all we
Exactly.
had
Yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah.
break.
Okay, so just quick on that season. How did it go for the team?
Last season,
Yeah.
we made it to the top four, and then we lost to Sporting in the semifinals, which
Okay.
they had never made it that far. So again, it was like another big season in terms of firsts to make it to playoffs, to make it to the top four.
Yeah.
Um, so successful in that sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to be promoted and you want to move up, which we did
Yeah,
not
yeah.
achieve that. But it was a successful season in terms of what we were able to accomplish and how far we got and stuff like that. So
So I mean now that was your first pro year at the end of the day. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's great to be honest. Like you can go a lot of ways that first season, especially
for sure.
like you just mentioned the mental part of just being away from everyone, let you know everything you know,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, it gets lonely and I don't know, maybe the coach speak English, but maybe his English ain't the best as well.
Luckily,
So
all the coaches I've had speak English and like the girls will
okay,
translate and stuff. So that's been easy. Just getting used to the play style, and
yeah,
I guess last year, like getting used to playing with certain players that maybe have already been in the system for a long time and the coach
yeah,
relied on. But then you also have like an unwritten job as like an import to kind of be a
yeah,
scorer and to impact the game in a big way because that's what
yeah,
they're paying
exactly,
you to be there for. So
exactly,
trying to balance for me last year I struggled to balance the expectations of being an import also with
yeah.
dealing with another teammate who liked to have the ball in her hands and was in his system for a long time, and you know what I mean, so that was like
So how was
probably one
that? How was that part exactly? How was that part of it? Or how did
It
it
was def it
come
was definitely a
together?
struggle. It was definitely a
Yeah,
struggle. I think like when you have a team with a lot of great players, it maybe not always it's about having to like teach us how to play, but also doing just player management. Like
yeah,
sometimes player
yeah,
management is more important than just like the X's and O's or
yeah,
the
yeah, for
having to
sure.
teach us how
Yeah,
to do things. Like we had a lot of skilled players, a lot of girls that I played in the top league that came down to help us try to move up. And I think
yeah,
the us trying to like work together sometimes was maybe our biggest
yeah,
struggle. But at the end of the day, we still made it work. And I think when you looked at us on the outside, we did a good job coming in every week and trying to
yeah,
be a good team and trying to play together regardless of like maybe the little internal struggles. But at the end of the day, it's a team. Like you're gonna have little internal struggles. It's like family, right? Like
yeah,
you're
of
you're
course.
gonna have maybe like little tiffs with your family, but at the end of the day, like you come together and you make things work regardless of what else is going on. So
No, but it's interesting, especially I mean, being in your position when let's say y'all trying to find the whole team chemistry and all that. No matter what, as an import, you have to shine, because if you're winning and you're not really averaging what they expect you to average or whatever, it can still be a knock to import, which is a it's weird. It's weird, but I mean, it's we understand that like, it's still expected for you to be great, but still, I mean, y'all still gotta win games at the same time, or your
exactly.
teams gotta be happy.
It's
So
it's the balance of like
yeah,
it's the balance of you're there for a job, right? You're there to help
yeah,
the team go up or whatever their goals are for the idea, right? Like you're there for a reason and also still
yeah,
having to play in a way that say that team doesn't re-sign you the next year, you have to have
yeah,
what you need to be able to get another job, right? And the stats is like what I feel like attracts coaches and attracts
yeah.
teams, right? So it's trying to find that balance of doing what's best for the team and doing what's best for yourself at the same time. So
No, but nice, nice. So, I mean, how did you get to Portugal? I mean, you did get an offer, but do you have an agent, or was it, or you working for yourself, basically?
so I have a new agent that that's new this year. I was working with somebody else
Okay.
last year who got me my first job. Um I parted ways going into this
Yeah.
season for my own reasons, but
Yeah, of course.
yeah, so I've always worked with an agent. I've like done some of my own outreach this past summer,
Yeah.
which is kind of how I got in contact to my new agent, just because I wasn't sure where I was
Yeah.
going, and I had a pretty decent first year last year,
Yeah.
so kind of struggling to find a job was a little bit weird to me. So I started doing my own outreach, and then I met my new agent, and I'm in a really good situation now. So yeah, I'll probably stay with him and continue to work with him as time goes on. So
So exactly, how was the waiting game for you if
awful.
for your first time? Oh yeah, I
Awful.
can imagine. I
I hate
mean,
it.
that's the worst part of the game, to be honest. I
Awful.
mean, you have a great year, but then it's like the phone is not ringing right away. So
Yeah. Or just hearing like, oh, people are interested, like there's teams in this country, this country, this country that are
yeah,
interested. And I'm like, okay, so like interested and there's like some contracts being drawn
yeah,
up,
yeah, yeah,
or they're
exactly.
like looking at my film, because that's like two very different things. That's two very
Yeah, of
different types
course.
of interest, right? So the waiting game is definitely hard. Um my boyfriend also plays professionally overseas, so like
Okay.
having someone to kind of like guide me through that as well too was like
You play
helpful because I'm like
basketball as well.
he also plays basketball, yeah.
Okay.
So um going through that, and
Yeah.
he's like, it's fine, just wait, you're good, like it'll be fine, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even though I was an early signing last year, so my first year I signed in like May or June, like really early,
Exactly.
and
That
then this
that's
year I signed in August, and I was literally like a week turnaround, like I signed and then I was gone the next week. So
yeah.
the waiting time this year, I was like, oh my God. Like I was stressing. It was super stressing. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be playing basketball anymore. Like maybe I'll just go into coaching because I want to
Yeah.
coach eventually. I was like, maybe basketball's over. I was a one and done. Maybe that's it for me.
Yeah.
But luckily, like
No,
I
it's
got my new agent and stuff, and things worked out. So
yeah, I mean being a overseas pro, it is yeah, I mean it's a different type of job for sure. Since I mean especially the waiting game. I remember I talked to one player. I believe, let's say, I think he had like he played for pro for like 15 years or something. Like, had a when you look at his stats, I mean, looking, you see 15 years, everything looks great, right? But
Yeah.
out of those 15 years, I believe 13 of them was he got signed mid-season. 13 of them. So he was a guy that he understood
Patient.
after
Yeah.
after his first year, he was training to November, December
Yep.
every year, and he's a shooter actually. Like, I'm gonna release this episode, I think, yeah, January 3rd or something. Like, especially he's a shooter, and he have to come in every season, mid-season, when
Just
everything is
like
falling apart. That's when they bring him in, and he just have to go in and be
impact.
a sniper.
Yeah.
So,
And that's like a
so
whole different mentality to have to like
yeah,
knowing that to have to be signed mid-season and be like an instant impact is probably
yeah.
so difficult and different too. Like that's a whole different perspective that hopefully I never have to feel. But
Well, no, I never thought of it that way. I mean, it's because it don't happen to players for 13 years. Like, that's a
yeah,
lot of years. He
that's a
had
lot
to
of time.
basically, he
Yeah.
had to, yeah, basically just being a spark everywhere he go, just lift teams, and he did it. I mean, he was successful, I guess, since he got to play for 15 years. But so
Yeah.
he only had like two full seasons. He was like, yeah, I got one preseason here and one
Oh
preseason
my
there,
God.
and that was it. Yeah, that was, yeah. His story was crazy, to be honest. Okay, so yes, I gotta ask, before we wrap up, since I mean, we're talking it's women's basketball. I saw something the other day. There's a new league called Pro B. Have you heard of
Okay.
it? Uh, You guys may have to check it out in
No idea.
the future. Now, so
Where's it
Pro B
at?
is gonna one of the, I don't know if it was Dubai or the Saudis. You
Okay.
know, they have the money for it. You know how
Yeah.
it is. They got the money, so they created a league that's gonna rival the women. It's gonna cause a lot of problem for the women's NBA for sure, because they are paying, since it's been a huge issue in the women's
Yeah.
NBA side when it comes to getting at least, yeah, higher salaries. And they just signed NECA
Okay.
Ogukwe from
Yeah.
Seattle. I don't know,
Yeah.
the team name, but Seattle, right?
Storm.
uh,
The
yeah,
storm.
we know as Storm, right? Yeah, they just signed her
Okay.
for a lot of money. So, but it's still new. That's why I just asked if you heard of it. So he's gonna. I mean,
I need
I'm
to
not saying
definitely
go there, but
I
it's
need to
something.
look at it. Yeah.
It's gonna shake up the women's world, if you put it that way. It's really, I think it's good. They're gonna have the first season now. So, and she's the first big name basically they brought in. So
Leagues like that and leagues like Unrivaled. You've heard of
yeah,
Unrivaled.
yeah, yeah,
Those are
yeah. So
leagues
that one, oh, really
they're
go.
shaking up the whole perspective on like women's sports and paying players and stuff. Like I know Unrivaled is 3-on-3, but the stuff they're doing with that too is just like causing so much commotion and like having people focus on women's sports, and I think it's amazing. So hopefully I'm gonna look more into Pro B, but hopefully more people keep watching women's sports and like keep investing and we can keep growing because that would be ideal. That would be amazing. So
Yeah, I mean, women's sports deserve everything they can get, to be honest, because I mean, we're in 2026 now, shit.
yeah,
So
now.
it, so it should be everything should be in place when it comes to the girls. So it's actually bad that, for
It's
example, the
taking
women
its
NBA
time.
is still having those type of issues when these girls are still giving the blood and tears, all that sweat at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
and presenting the sport as great as possible, as we can see when we see this, I don't know, the international or the national team competition. I mean, everything looks, I mean, the girls are doing a great job representing the sport,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
girls are getting better. It's growing, but yeah, more money. But yeah, it's just, I mean,
Yeah,
it looks like at least gonna be a solution in the future. This Pro B
hopefully.
is
Yeah,
gonna it's gonna do something.
take off for sure.
So for people that don't know, they can check it out. So so basically, when you type Pro B, you're gonna see NECA's face right away. They definitely using
Yeah,
her to
for sure.
promote promote it as much as possible. So okay, yes, I think to be honest, I think this has been a great interview, and so before we end, how is the remaining basically? Yeah, how's the upcoming weeks for your team right now?
So in the next few weeks, we finish off our rounds of games in the South. And then basically what will happen
Yeah,
is we'll be put the top four from the South and the top four from the North will like
yeah.
cross over and play. And then
Okay, that
basically,
happened.
yeah, so then we'll go into like that series. And then from that series, the
Yeah.
top four of that eight, those are the four that go to play the semifinals and finals. So we want to finish out as
Okay.
strong as
Okay.
possible. I think our first game back was a good like indicator that we're back and we're ready. So ready just to finish out the season strong and hopefully still accomplish the goals that we've set out for ourselves. So just looking very forward to it, very positive. So
Okay. I cool. So real quick for the younger audience out there. Do you have a, I mean, the away game is always different, but basically when you're a home game, do you have a like strict game day routine or 24 hours before the game that you do, or you just go with the flow and get out there and get baskets? Because some people can do that, and some need
no,
their
I have a
routine.
routine. I have a routine for sure. Um,
Okay,
it's been more of a routine since I became a pro. I think
yeah,
it's just different having more time. So game days, I go down to like the coffee shop below the apartment or like around the
yeah,
area, and I just like I do my journaling. Like I journal and I
okay,
have a coffee, and then I go have breakfast. And basically, I take from breakfast, I have a nap, and then I go to the gym 2 hours before. I like to just be able to like get ready. I take my own ankles,
yeah,
so take my own ankles.
yeah,
I get my music going, and I have my Red Bull before
all
games,
right, all
and
right,
then we do our pre-film, and that's really it. But I have like a shooting routine that I like to do every time before game starts. So me and a teammate will get there early, and I'll be able to get through like my whole shooting routine and warm up that I like to
yeah,
get through. But that's really it. I don't have any like super crazy rituals where like if that stuff doesn't happen, it's not gonna
yeah,
like affect anything. It's just like I kind of like to have like a certain flow, but being at the gym 2 hours
yeah,
before is something I like to do at a home game every time for sure. That's like the bare minimum that has to happen.
yeah.
So
No, 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 I get it. No, no, it is shit. I developed that late, to be honest. So, but I understood how important it was when you once you get that routine. Honestly, when you didn't have the opportunity to get through your routine, it always messed me up, to be honest. So,
yeah, I feel
so
you.
that's great. So, do you have before we finish, two questions? Top three favorite players, men
Top
or
three
women?
favorite players.
You can choose.
Okay, so top three faves. So right now, I really like Paige Beckers. Like I just really like her game and stuff like that. And I think she's
Which
like
leagues
really
do you
fun to
watch?
watch.
Do you watch?
I watch like a bit of
Sorry,
both
who?
of them.
Your connection was a little off. What name do
Yeah,
you mention?
I said Paige Beckers.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
No worries.
Wait. Give it 2 seconds. I think the connection was a little off. Now, uh, I think it's
Can you
better now.
hear
Yeah,
me?
exactly. Say it again.
Okay,
Yeah, now I
so
can hear you.
a player that I really like watching is Paige Beckers. I watched her a lot in when she was playing in college, and now seeing her in the WNBA and
Okay.
Unrivaled and stuff. Like I just like to watch her. In general, on the men's side, I like watching Katie, Kevin Durant, and I like Anthony Edwards. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like his grit
Yeah.
and the way his style of play is just kind of like fun and different. So yeah, those are the three I've been
Yeah.
watching more
Yeah.
so right now. Kind of sparked my interest. So
Okay. Cool. Do you watch any EuroLeague on the women's side or men? Anything?
Not as much. Like I watch like the games that are going on in Portugal in the top league and stuff like that.
Okay.
When my teammates and I will go watch stuff together, but it's not as much as what I've
Yeah.
been like looking up myself. But the Portugal top league is what I've been watching more men and women's here.
Okay.
So
No, no. It's really no, but that's cool. No, listen. The thing is, when you're playing, it's not. Sometimes you don't even want to watch basketball like that since you're around
yeah,
it all day.
since I need a break.
So yeah, yeah. So you need that mental break. So nah, I got you. I got you. Okay. Listen, it's been great. And the last question, of course, since we're doing this for the next generation, any advice for a 15-year-old summer Paul out there
Yeah.
when they're trying to be a professional hooper?
I think the advice I would give to myself or to anyone in the younger generation is like to go where you're valued. I
Yeah,
think we put such a big push on like you and I were talking about like going Division 1 or going where like the big schools are or going where the names are because especially with
yeah.
social media and like the way things are now. I think like going where you're valued and going where you're gonna actually be successful and stuff is way more important long term than a big name or any of that stuff, especially with NIL. So yeah, my advice is to go where you're valued and to like work hard and things will happen for you outside of your expectations and dreams, truly. So
No, that's great. That's great. No, I really appreciate it. Let's hope they actually take your advice because that's
hopefully.
the right one. That's the right one. No, so
Thanks.
that listen, thank you for joining me. This have been a great episode to be honest, and I'm really glad we got to do this.
No, thank you for having me. I really
So
appreciate you hanging out and stuff. This was awesome.
so to the subscribers out there, let's thank Summer Pal and we out.